Steve Andrews is giving a voice to the voiceless and taking the powerful to task. Now, 8 on Your Side investigates.
Army doctors saw the spot on his lung but failed to tell him about it. Now he's fighting stage 4 lung cancer and he has no legal recourse. Yeah, he signed up to protect his country, not for substandard medical care.
Now he's a victim of military medical malpractice. So who can he hold accountable? According to 8 on Your Side senior investigative reporter Steve Andrews, apparently no one.
An old law on the books passed back in the 1950s prevents active duty troops from suing the military and their doctors, even in the case of malpractice. This soldier and his Tampa attorney claim this law is outdated and they are taking their fight to Capitol Hill. At 37, Rich Stayskal focuses on his wife and 2 little girls. In his early 20s, he focused on staying alive. Rich and other Marines came under fierce attack in the Iraqi town of Ramadi. On their way to victory, the Marines suffered dozens of casualties. A sniper shot Rich. After his tour with the Marines, Rich joined the Army.
I wanted to serve my country.
Now a Green Beret, Rich faces another life battle, stage 4 lung cancer. Not only was the diagnosis a shock, Rich was even more stunned to learn that doctors at Fort Bragg discovered a spot on his lung in January 2017. They noted it again in May and never told him. Rich's wife, Megan.
To note something and then document it and still not say anything just blows my mind.
Instead, I went 6 months without being treated, to where it doubled in size and had spread from one organ to another.
Rich learned of the disease after an emergency trip to a civilian hospital. The explanation he got from the military about doctors failing to inform him: sometimes things happen.
That's not acceptable at all. Not when you knew about it, not when you documented it. You failed to follow through with your job.
Attorney Natalie Quam.
I mean, the second time around, it gets noted and they don't tell him. That's such gross malpractice.
But a 1950s law called the Ferris Doctrine prevents active duty troops from suing military doctors for malpractice.
Just because the law says this doesn't mean it's right.
The law was drawn up to protect against lawsuits based on bad battlefield decisions. The Stayskals contend the Ferris Doctrine is misused. It protects bad doctors.
They should be accountable just the way a civilian doctor in the private sector is accountable.
That doctor is going to continue malpracticing on people. There's no accountability.
Everybody else in the country can have that right, but we can't as military men and women. And I don't see how that's possible.
Time is of the essence for Rich Stayskal and his family. These days, you probably won't find this Green Beret on a rifle range. He's more likely at Moffitt Cancer Center receiving treatment, on Capitol Hill lobbying Congress to change an outdated law, and spending whatever time he has with his wife and 2 little girls.
It's not something I want to think about. Not for myself, not for him, but especially for our girls.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Rich and Megan Stayskal, along with Natalie Quam, continue meeting with members of Congress, attorneys, policymakers, and think tanks, lobbying to rewrite the law affording active military the same rights, not more rights, but the same rights, equal rights, as the civilians they protect.
Which seems reasonable. So these doctors either missed the spot that they documented more than once was cancer, or they just simply failed to treat it. So who does hold them accountable?
Well, Rich can file what's called a dereliction of duty case under the Uniform Code of Military Justice against the doctor. That would go to the doctor's commanding officer and would be left for him or her to decide if the charges go forward. Now, what's interesting in all this is that spouses and dependents, the wives and children of active troops, can sue doctors, military doctors, for malpractice, as can military veterans who've retired, not active duty troops. Something wrong here.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. If you have a problem you want Steve to investigate, give him a call. The 8 on Your Side helpline number is on your screen right there, 1-800-338-0808.